So in 2013, I switched sides. I quit the rating industry and became CEO of an MFI in Cambodia. And Cambodia was a country which I had done numerous ratings in. And I became the CEO of one of the MFIs there to slow things down, because then that would mean that there was no travel involved. So me and my family, we all moved to Cambodia. And to answer your earlier question on how I met Tejan, this is where it happened, in Cambodia. The MFI of which I was the CEO had got some debt funding, small debt funding from a not-for-profit entity that Tejan was managing, called Living in Peace. Now, Living in Peace had provided some small debt funding through the crowdfunding that they did in Japan. And so he came down to Cambodia to meet with the new CEO, me being that new CEO. And I think that was a very, very critical moment in Gojo's journey in a way, because that's where we both realized that Tejan at that point he was working in the private equity sector in Japan. He had worked with Morgan Stanley, then United Capital. But he had clear plans to set up a company or a fund which would invest in the financial inclusion space in the coming years. And we just realized that he comes from a world private equity where he would be able to raise funds from the Japanese investors. And I had that more than 10 years of experience in this space, where I had done numerous partner assessments across so many countries. So that meeting was, I think, was something which shaped the future of Gojo, because very soon I left that job in Cambodia and we started working on our first investment to happen, which we decided will be in Cambodia, by the way. The official incorporation date of Gojo is 2014 July 4th, 2014. But we had already done the due diligence and shortlisting and all of the Cambodian partner. And very soon after the official incorporation of Gojo, July 4, 2014, we closed the first investment in Cambodia, which is Maxima. So that's how it began. And I think it's been a great journey since then. So it's still a very, very long journey, so to say, for what we have to achieve in the coming year, because financial inclusion is a challenge which continues to be there across the globe. So Gojo, we are largely an equity investor, which is what we do. We come in as the equity provider, because I think that initial capital is what is critical for any organization to grow, and that's what we bring in. But that's not where it ends. We also support our partners in numerous ways because as you can imagine, equity is just one part of the fundraise that the total fund that an entity requires. There's a lot of debt funding which is also required. So Gojo tries to support them in the best possible manner, because there is Japanese debt which is cheaper for many of the partners that we have. So it's not very large at this point because Gojo has also been growing, but now I think we've come to a scale where we are visible to the Japanese lenders and banks, and it's possible for us to excite that lending community to support our partners across the globe, which is what we do. Other than that, there's support on technology, there's support on issues like building better internal controls. The Gojo nominee directors nominees are on the boards of all these partners. So we play the supervisory role also to build better governance practices. So yeah, it's multiple ways, but I have to say that it is not uniform across all the partners, because some partners need more support while some continue to do a good job on their own, which is also a good model, because then it allows us to focus on maybe say the weaker partners or where support is required. And Gojo is itself a small entity. We don't have a very large set of human resources, so it works very well in this fashion.